Well, hello, Crossroads staff. We are just finishing up community pastor meeting, and Brian photobombing us. And one of the things that we want to do as community pastors in our, as Kathy would say, "Oh, and I," is that we wanted to yeah,
Yeah.
and Oakley.
Oakley, our leaders in Oakley.
Kathy's never going to let me lead another community pastor meeting again. So this will be the last one. So it's been good. It's been a good run, guys. But hey, we wanted to share some stories from Empires. It's been a series where the consensus with community pastors, and Kyle came and spoke today, is that we've learned a lot. We've done a lot. And one of the things that we don't want to miss is that God has still been moving in the midst of a series that we've learned a lot in. And so we had community pastors that just wanted to share some stories. And I am first going to hand it off to Mark Stetcher, who is joining us digitally here. So go for it, Mark.
I'm glad everybody came. I want to make sure that we all get a chance to celebrate the important things that have happened. What are you doing? All right.
Keep going, Mark. Good to see you. We're moving the mic so people can hear. Keep going.
All right. So anyway, real quickly, we had successes throughout our series. One of them that I want to share is the value of Chaser Group. And that has been a really strong addition. The extra questions, the intimate kind of talk that we had in our Chaser Group. Our entire group loved the whole series. Might have felt there might have been a week or so that might have been a little soft, but man, weeks 3, 4, and 5, we've had some of the most meaningful discussion ever. And also had a guy in our church come up to me, along with a whole stream of people, saying how weeks 4 and 5 particularly hit them. This guy said, I get everything now. This makes all the sense in the world, how we use content, how we use different kind of filming. And he's an archaeologist and a religious studies teacher who's at UK. He's going to make an archaeological dig over in Israel. Said, man, I'm ready to get another team going just so that we can get a chance to learn like this in a new and fresh way. So well done on this Empire series. Just great stuff happening down here in Central Kentucky.
This is Tim. Hey, Mark. Not on video. So I'm from Mason. I agree. I have actually had some really cool stories from Empires. One is we have a young couple. I'd guess they're 30, 2 young kids. The husband hadn't really been engaged. The wife had only been engaged in moms, but admittedly has said, I'm not sure where I am spiritually. I like being around other moms. I like having a place where I can bring my kids on Tuesday mornings and feel like I have a sane life. So I'm friends with the guy, and I knew that they were not coming to church, hadn't been to church, and I said, hey, there's a series coming up. I think you'll like it. I know you guys like travel. I said it was filmed on location in Rome. You should check it out. And the dude said, man, my wife studied in Rome. That was study abroad thing. She I think would love it. They ended up coming, and they've never been to church before. They've been coming all series. They've been loving it, so much so that this past weekend they were out with some friends in Columbus, hanging out with college friends, and they actually ended their trip with their friends early so that they could come back and make it to week 5 of Empires because it meant so much to them. So, I'm excited to see what's happening with them. Actually, this guy has also jumped in with our One City Against Heroin big fundraiser next Friday by giving 5 figures himself of what I guess he can do to fuel this work. So people are getting engaged through this, and these are seekers, and I was very encouraged by that. So definitely a win right there. All right, who's next?
I'm up.
All right, Greg.
Hey, everybody. One of the things that you may remember is we were trying to do a little bit of a group push, too. These chaser groups, get people in community. And I dismissed last weekend and had a couple. I went back down to get my mug and said, hey, we just want to say thank you for everything you're doing here on the east side. We love it here. I said, oh, how long you been coming? Did you go to Oakley? And they said, well, it's an awkward question, but were you the bald guy giving out beers at Jungle Gyms on New Year's Eve with the Crossroad coasters? I said, yes, I was, actually. I've not heard of anyone that worked with. They said, well, it worked with us. My husband brought over the beers and said, this is from Crossroad. They're opening next weekend. We should go. Said we weren't going to church. We weren't looking for a church, but we've been here since January. We love it. And in fact, We're actually going to lunch with our Chaser group after this. We would have never imagined we'd find such great community, and we found it through these Chaser groups. So just know it's made an impact on our life. And man, we get that all the time at the sites. You guys who are making these amazing edits and material, you don't get it. So I hope that encourages you.
Want to just also finish up on a story we started talking through. I have a buddy, his name's Andrew, so we'll call him Andrew, but he did some really stupid things. Went outside of his marriage, and on the week we talked about worship, immediately after service, walks up, stops me, and he just chose to say, I am worshiping the wrong things, I want to confess. And one was just amazing. It cut to his heart. And one of the encouraging things for him coming out of that, we recommended a men's group that was actually going through 5 Marks of a Man. And I am just really happy to say he's engaging in that group. He's engaging in the material. He and his wife are walking toward healing. And I just see God moving in a really, really powerful way. And one of the things I want to connect is that whether you're on the team that creates content, whether you're on the team that cleans our facilities and makes them great for people, if you're in kids club, if you're in student ministry, if you were in IT, wherever you were at, on this team, you know what we never have to do? We never have to wonder if God's moving. We never have to wonder if we're making a difference. We just don't have to wonder. We get to see that. We get a front row seat to that. And we just want to have a reminder in the midst of a time where we're learning a ton of things that, man, it is good to not have to wonder that God is using our team, God is using you. And I know all of our community pastors were just very passionate about making sure that we didn't miss that in the midst of this season. And so, and every time I say season, I think of Joe Lee, don't you? And so, hey, community pastors, thanks for celebrating that with us. And we'll see you guys next time.